A rolling bass is normally the easiest thing to make in dance music, but it's one of the hardest things if you want to make it really nice. Everyone gets to level 1 and then pretty much just stops. So today we're gonna show 4 levels of how you can make rolling basses. We're going to start with a classic filtered saw rolling bass, and then we're gonna add groove, gonna split in custom layers, and also we're going to make it move even more. My name is Lilo Reddy from Abstract Music Lab, and let's dive right in. Level 1 is the sound that everyone already knows, and you should be able to make this in about a minute. We're gonna get started here with the MIDI that is a lot of notes in the 16th, so you have one note for every 16th note over here, and we can just loop it up. As you can see, this just pretty much like this. We have a bit of sidechain. We can deactivate it for now. But if you look at the preset, what we have over here is pretty much just a saw wave, and we have a plucky sound because we need to make it pluck and to make it roll. And to make it even more interesting, we open up a little bit with an envelope so you can see that this is activating the filter. When we throw a bit of sidechain to make it pump, this is for the kick whenever the kick is playing. We have not only the bass getting away from whenever the kick is playing, but we also have that pumping effect, and this is really important whenever you're making a rolling bass. And that's about it. Simple. We have a sidechain to make it not fight with a kick. We have a simple sound. How can we make this better? Level 2. It's still the same note, it's still static as level 1, but now we add a bit more movement by making it change a little bit and also by adding a bit of power into the low end of the sound. Let's get started with the sound first and with the sound design. So if you listen to it, this is how it was before, and you can see it over here in the EQ, how different, and you can also try to listen, especially if you're using headphones. You can see that it plays especially in this range, but if we activate this sub, it also makes it fuller. As you can also see it over here in the spectrum. In addition to that, we also have a bit more movement coming from the velocity, as you can see it over here. The velocity is assigned to the cutoff in addition to the envelope. So now the harder we press the note, the more cutoff it's going to have. And we can go over here into the MIDI, and if you look at the first MIDI, you can see that it's exactly the same. All the notes are exactly the same. But if you see the second one, you're going to see that they're a bit different. And if we deactivate the ducking, just so you can notice the difference. First one, second one. See how fuller it is and see how it adds more movement into the sound. It's still the same note, the same rhythm, but it makes it a bit fuller and bigger into whatever you're making. With sidechain, with the kick, before, and after. Now, in context, fuller, more movement, but we can still make it better. Level 3, we want to stop sounding like a classic saw wave, and instead we're gonna make it sound with a bit more character, and we also have a bit more control whenever you're mixing this, by splitting the layers into 2 layers, the sub bass and the mid layer. Now, we're gonna build everything from scratch, so let's listen first to what we have. This is the layer number 3. If we listen with the kick, which is a lot richer, a lot fuller than layer number 2 that we had before, which sounds like this. Which now sounds a bit boring comparing to what we have in level 3. But what we have in level 3, we have 2 layers, the sub layer and the mid layer. The sub layer, as you can see, is focused on the sub layer here with an EQ and has a more intense sidechain. While if you go over here into the mid layer, we're cutting a bit of the low end frequencies and we have a lower sidechain over here as well. It doesn't duck as much as the sub layer because this is a mid layer. But what do we play in it? Let's go into Serum. And you can see that this is a custom wavetable, and you can say, oh, but this is a custom wavetable. How can we make something like this? We're gonna make it from scratch as well. So let's go here, initialize preset. When we initialize the preset, you can start here by choosing 2 sine waves, something like this, right? And we're gonna also put this to -3. It sounds like this. We barely listen to it. because this is really low. Now we're gonna go into the wavetable editor to start editing this wavetable. We're gonna make this bin number 1 a bit quieter and bin number 2 a bit louder. And you can see how this starts having a bit more character. And you can see how this is bin number 4 is also highlighted. We're going to also make it pretty loud. Something like this. Now we're gonna give it a 5th. Maybe a bit quieter. Another octave. Every highlight is an octave and another 5th over here. Maybe not this one, but maybe this one. Maybe not as much here. But as you can see, it sounds really close to what we had before. And this is the foundation of this layer. That's the deeper layer. And if you go over here, we're not going to touch anything over here in the lower part of the baseline. We're not going to do anything in this lower part. We're just focusing on the higher one. And this is the foundation of it. Now we have to make sort of a mid bass. Why? Because we want to also make it wider. So I'm going to activate oscillator B. And if you listen to how it sounds, not what I want. I'm going to put it to -2. But I don't want it to be a sine wave as well. I want it to be something different. I'm going to just make something like this and just randomly do something like that. Which kind of sounds like a mid layer now, right? Maybe I can even make it a bit quieter. And you can see how I'm completely randomly making it. Now, what I can do here to make it even more apparent is go into the unison and make it bigger. Make it a bit quieter. This sounds just as deep, just as wide as what we had before. Throw in a bit of sidechain and also a bit of EQ, and then you have your lower layer. Now into the mid bass. Now we're going to make this a bit different. You can see how here we have 2 wavetables, which is this I can has kick, and it sounds pretty wide. Why? Because we have 2 layers. This is position number 80 and this is position number 90 in the wavetable position. And we're panning left and right to them. So this gives the sense of stereo to them. If you had them in mono, can you see how it would sound? That's not what we want. We wanted to make it a bit wider. And also here in the effects, we're going to go and take a bit of the low end and also go here and make it a bit wider with this hyper end dimension. Mainly using the dimension by putting the size all the way down and just playing around with the dimension mix. Without. Use an EQ to further cut this mid-range over here and focus more on the mid-high range for this layer. And there you have it. We're gonna be honest over here. This sounds a bit fuller, this sounds a bit more interesting, but the groove got worse. But we're gonna fix this in level number 4, so let's go there. Level number 4, we only did 2 changes over here, and the sound got a lot better. Listen, for example, level number 4, compared to level number 3. Now this sounds a lot better than what we had in level number 1 and also level number 2 and 3. Why? We did 2 changes over here and we can get started by looking at the MIDI of the mid layer, which sounds like this. One thing that I love doing here in rolling basses, and you can make a really nice rolling basses by just making something like this, is making bass jumps. What are bass jumps? We're going to select here. You can see that these are all G's as these ones over here, but we make it an octave jump over here. And you can even play around with it if you want to make something like this. This sounds even cooler, for example, because it adds a bit of swing into the notes as well. But you can see how just making these octave jumps, we already have a lot more rhythm, we already have a lot more groove into what we had before. Compared to what we had before. which was static and a bit boring and not so interesting. But now we also added this accent layer, which again is a custom layer, and we're gonna show you how to make it. First, we're gonna cut this low end over here. We're not using sidechain because we're just using this in a position where the kick doesn't even hit. But what are we doing here? This is pretty much just a simple saw wave. We're gonna go here into a wavetable, select a sine or a saw wave, and we're just gonna go here, right click, clear high frequencies. And that's pretty much it. We can make it something like this if you want. And you can see how this is pretty close to what we had over here as well. But now if we listen to it, this also has a really interesting fact, which we're playing here with the LFO and the CRS, which is creating this wah, wah kind of effect. Almost like a portamento, but because we're only playing one note, that's why we're making it with the CRS. This adds glide and movement into the sound. So if you listen to everything combined, now, if you want to play it with the full track, really nice, really rich. The sound design gets your character and the MIDI gets your groove. And now if you combine both together, you have a rolling bass that is groovy and also has a nice sound design as this one that we listen over here. And because we made the custom presets as we had over here with the waveforms, these sounds are unique. No one else has it. And this is a way that you can differentiate your rolling bass from everyone else. And there you have it. 4 levels, the saw that everybody makes to a bassline that it's yours and it's unique and it has a lot of character and depth into it. The project file, the Serum presets and the MIDIs you can find all over here in the Melodic Techno sound pack called Rise, and you can find the link here in the description. Now, if there's a sound that you want us to break down, drop it in the comments and I'll see you in the next one. This is Lilo Ready from Abstract Music Lab. Ciao!